this morning as the sun is rising, I thought that I would go over how to do a sun salutation. So today we're just going over sun salutation A, or in Sanskrit it's called Surya Namaskara A, but there's also a sun salutation B that I'll cover in a future video. So sun salutations are a traditional way of saluting the sun as it rises, and it's a combination of 12 postures put together dynamically, so lots of movement. And this first time that we go over it, I'm going to go over it really slowly. So we're going to probably freeze in each posture as I explain the correct alignment. And then I'll do it one more time after that, and we'll do it as we follow along with our breath, making it a much more dynamic flow. So follow along with me if you can. Find a place somewhere near the front of your mat with your feet about hips distance apart. We're going to start today in Salutation A. So hands are at heart center, thumbs are on the sternum. And this is our first posture. So we're here in Salutation A, and on our first inhale, we take our arms down and bring them back up overhead. Palms are gonna meet overhead, and your gaze is going to also go overhead. Be sure to knit the ribs in together so that you don't have an arched back and a splayed chest. So really knitting those ribs together, finding a nice strong stance here. This is high mountain pose or Tadasana. And then on an exhale, we're going to come down into forward fold or Uttanasana. And you can do a few different things with your arms. I like to bring them straight down heart center and find the floor. Another option is to just keep them straight overhead and lower them down next to your ears the whole time until you find the floor. Another common variation with your arms is a swan dive, where you do something like that. So whatever you chose to do, you take your exhale, come into this forward fold position. Hands are either on the mat, on your shins, or somewhere above your knees. Whatever your body feels like doing right now. So I'm gonna find my hands on the mat. And on an inhale, wherever you are, just push that structure away from you and raise your spine about halfway so that your back is almost parallel with the mat. A key point here is to avoid hunching the back by taking your shoulder blades up and sliding them back down towards your tailbone. So your shoulder blades are reaching back for that tailbone, keeping your back nice and straight and supported. Then on an exhale, we're gonna find forward fold again, or Uttanasana. But this time, your hands are gonna be planted on the mat directly under your shoulders. So if you need to generously bend your knees, that's totally okay. So exhale, plant your hands directly under your shoulders, bend your knees, and either step or jump back into a plank. You're not holding this plank for very long at all, because right when your feet hit the mat, you're immediately lowering down into Chaturanga Dandasana. So elbows are pointed straight back, hugging tightly into your chest so that your chest barely fits through this space, and you're hovering about 6 inches off your mat. So that was all done on an exhale from jumping back. So you just did inhale, half lift, exhale, as you plant the hands, jump or step back, and immediately lower onto the ground. If you need, you can drop your knees and lower that way as well. So wherever you are, we just lowered about halfway to the floor, and then on an inhale, tucking on to the tops of the feet and pushing up into up dog, or if you like, cobra. So if you put your knees on the ground here, then you'll probably come up into cobra. If you're in cobra but you'd like to do up dog, again, I said this in an earlier video, but just be sure to really engage those kneecaps. So squeezing the kneecaps up towards the hips, pushing the ground far away from you so that you can get your hips and thighs off of the mat. So we just did inhale, up dog, exhale as we send the hips up and back, coming into down dog or Adho Mukha Svanasana. When you find this first down dog, you are here for about 5 breaths. So this gives you a chance to really focus back in on your breathing, center yourself, bring yourself back to the present moment if you need. And you're just gonna take 5 breaths in down dog. Once you've taken those 5 breaths, on your next exhale, you bend the knees and look towards the hands. And then on an inhale, you're going to jump or step your feet in between both of your hands, and immediately finding that half lifted position again, taking those shoulder blades up and back towards the tailbone, taking the spine about parallel with your mat. And that's all done on an inhale. So you just went from down dog, exhale, bend your knees, inhale, jump or step, and immediately half lift. Then on the next exhale, finding yourself back down in a forward fold or Uttanasana. And then on the next inhale, raising up with a flat back, scooping the arms back overhead, coming back to that high mountain pose or Tadasana, and exhale, bringing your hands back to heart center, Samastiti. So that was one full sun salutation. We did it really slowly so that I could explain it. We're gonna do it one more time, and this time we're letting our breath be our guide. So every posture either happens on an inhale or an exhale, and nothing is held for very long. So why don't you try it with me? Starting with hands at heart center or Samastiti. Inhale, arms and gaze, meet overhead, Tadasana. Exhale, finding that forward fold or Uttanasana. Inhale, lifting halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, planting the hands to either jump or step back and immediately lower into Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, up dog or Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, hips go up and back, coming into down dog or Adho Mukha Svanasana. Resting here for about 5 breaths, reconnecting with your breath, grounding yourself, telling yourself you're doing awesome. On your next exhale, bending the knees, looking towards the hands, and either jumping or stepping there to immediately take a half lift or Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana, and inhale, high mountain pose or Tadasana, arms meeting overhead. Exhale, Samastiti. So there you have it. That was Sun Salutation A. Something I like about the Sun Salutations is sometimes when I just want to get my body moving and really connect my breath and my body together, sometimes I'll just do several Sun Salutations if I don't have time for a full practice. So this is a great way to get your body moving and really unite your body and breath. So thank you for listening. I hope that you tried it. If not, save the video, try it later. And I can't wait to show you guys Sun Salutation B.